somewhere in West Texas.
All right, we ready?
Oh, you were there?
Let me get on. Okay.
Okay, tonight we're tying the Redfish Crack. This one is actually called a Redfish Crackling. It comes from sightfish.com's. That's their pattern. And it's not that much different from the other Redfish Crack that come all out of everywhere in south Texas is catching redfish. I think that's where it originated. This version has a little less brush in it. And if you ever purchase brushes, you'll see it. They get quite expensive. So let's start off with let me get it right. A Gamakatsu SL12s. That's what we're tying with tonight. But it's stainless, so you use it in salt water and it doesn't corrode and it'll last. A B10 size 2 Gamakatsu, use it also. And my philosophy is on that, I don't keep them that long anyway, so I hang up everything. You should have a pair of bead chain eyes. We're doing bead chain instead of lead eyes because I like it where it doesn't sink as fast. And my experience with redfish, it's real shallow water most times, so you don't want to plunk to the bottom. This works very well. You got two different colors of chenille in there. You've got an orange piece and a copper piece. Okay, you've also got a chunk of craft fur. I tried to cut them out as even as I could to kind of, where am I at? Right there. Should have that. A piece of this synthetic hackle that would Palmer, and I don't even have any redfish brush out here. A set of legs. I'll get it out of Bill's bag. Just give me a chunk of that. And then you got a piece of redfish brush. That's the stuff with the wire on it. It's a brush, but it's on wire. Yeah, like that.
It's got wire.
Yep. Okay, everybody good on all that?
I don't have wire.
No, it's in this piece, Bill, a rich.
That's wire? Oh,
Yeah, there's wire in that.
okay.
It's just got a little short piece about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches long is all you've got.
Is that the synthetic hackle, Jim?
No, this is, Flip. Well, I got to figure out this camera deal.
Right by your hook there.
Right here.
I got you.
See, it's one-sided. They have a name for it. All these materials come out of Sightcast. Name of that is crack. They call that crack wrap. Crack wrap.
Be right back. I gotta go find some of that.
I'll give you the address for it. Sightcast. Okay.
You doing this stuff right here?
Yes.
That looks like somebody
Yeah.
fake eyelashes.
Yeah, it looks like eyelash yarn, really. Yeah, it's finer than that. Okay, so everybody, that's all the materials. I'm tired of a red thread, or hot pink's mine. I thought it was red, but I guess I'm colorblind now. But and like all this other stuff, it's like a hot spot on it. It's going to have the red head on it. Black probably wouldn't make much difference, but I'm using red. First thing I'm going to do is going to wrap the hook. I like to wrap the complete hook back into the bin. As we apply materials to it, it keeps them from slipping everywhere. So start right behind the eye and wrap it down into the bin. And then come back up to about 1/8 of an inch from the eye.
Was about 1 eye back, Jim?
That's about right, Mike. I think it's about 1/8.
All right, thanks.
And that's where we're going to put our bead chain eyes. Okay? So attach the bead chain about 1/8 of an inch, might be probably more than that. I have a tendency to move them back. attach it,
We come back to the front.
yeah, attach the bead chain about, let me move my finger so you can see. About that far back. And just secure your eyes with figure 8 wraps and the hitch. And then move your thread after you get your eyes wrapped back to the bend of the hook.
Jim, did you do that wrap, horizontal wrap under them?
Yes, I did. I guess I did it too fast. Yeah, you do that horizontal wrap under it to cinch the wraps together. And you could probably glue it if you want to, but I'm not doing it on this one. Did I move something? Yeah, it slid back on, so I put it on that pad. Okay, and wrap your thread back to the bend. Right here. Okay. Everybody good? All right, you gotta, and I apologize for being so short. If you can't tie it on there, we'll go get some more. This orange Estaz. Somebody's phone was on.
It's petite size too.
Yeah, it's petite.
No, no.
All right, you're gonna tie this in where you let your thread back in the bend, okay? Take a couple wraps and secure it, and then move your thread up to about even with the barb. If it's too short a piece for you to work with, let me know, because we got some. We're just gonna make 3 wraps with it around the hook. You good, Mike? Mark? You getting there? All right. Now you're coming up to where your thread was. I have to use hackle pliers because I can't hold on to this stuff, but you want to make like 3 wraps and make a little ball. That's what you're doing. You're making a simulated egg sac on this fly. So just make 2 or 3 wraps. Don't get all tangled up. And then tie it off.
Wrap it forward.
Yes, wrap it forward, but to about the level part of the hook, where you're still right above the barb of the hook.
Wrap it around it.
Cut it off.
Yeah, cut it off. Just make a little ball back there. Huh? No, it was very little. That's why I had that very short piece in there.
Exactly.
Okay. Good, Ed? Yeah. Looks good from here. Huh?
That line a little too forward.
Probably don't hurt because if it's tie something on top of it. Okay. How many have never tied with craft fur? Oh, okay, I'll mark. I'll wait on it. You've never used it, Jeff?
No, never used it.
Well, we're gonna have to get you into it because everything I tie is with craft fur.
Let's go. I'm all right. I'm on good. That reminds me. What is it? It's reminds me from the trolls. The trolls and the hair on the troll. That's what reminds me of.
I'll just tell you about that. Okay, craft fur is a synthetic fur. Okay, it has under fur in it. Now, they sell it at Hobby Lobby, but it's useless for what we do. Okay, any fly, well, what I do. Let me rephrase that, because it's got a very short. It's very short. This stuff that you buy from fly supply places is this long or longer. All right, it's attached to a. I know, I got to come up. There you go. It's attached to a bottom that's like cloth, okay? What you need to do is gather this up, and I've got a pair. If y'all got any high-priced scissors you using, I mean your good scissors, don't use them. Because it'll dull them. That's why I got a pair like this. You cut it right and cut the leather part. Am I down there? Off. Okay? So what you got is you get it all off there. So what you have is a clump like this. If anybody needs to use these scissors, just use them. Down. I don't know why I want to put the thing up. Right there. Use the whole clump. I handed some combs out. There's 3 or 4 floating around here. All right. Grab it by the long end of it. And then take the comb and pull that under fur out. It might not be too bad. See, that's coming out in the comb. This particular brand is not that bad. Some of it, you just get a whole clump of it out of there.
Grab one.
Yeah, and just run it through there. Just like you combing your hair and it pulls out what hair you got left in there.
That's what happens, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
It's on my dog. I just get that hair
Oh,
right
shit.
out of it.
It's going tomorrow.
Okay, when you got that done, cut it off. You got it all uneven. Even it up. Just cut those loose ends and make it square end, or square as you can get it, like that. All right, I want you to place it right in front of that orange clump and just let it extend in front, because your total tail doesn't need to be about 2 inches long back here. If it's longer, it doesn't matter. But lay it on top of the hook and make a couple of loose wraps. And then tighten it down. And then let your thread hang back down. This stuff right here, this left, you need to try to trim off as much of it as you can. Not all of it, because you can just wrap it down, but just try to trim it off.
Stuff in front.
Yes, sir.
My eyes keep turning.
Huh? Oh, your eyes.
My eyes. Just trim it off.
And you want to trim everything at the front.
trimming a mustache.
Yeah, but trim as much as you can, the rest of it just wrap down. As we fix to cover it up.
With the blonde, I'm gonna find all this.
And then come back to where that same clump was. Yeah, I've been using these scissors for the wrong thing, 'cause they, obviously they don't cut anymore. What that orange clump does is help this thing from fouling. If you run your fingers through it, you see how much of it will come out, because it's loose stuff in there.
So you got some thread right back to the egg sac?
Back to the barb, yeah. Forgot this part. You can do this when you complete, or you can do it now. You need to make, I got a marker right here. 3 barrings. I got one, John. I got one right here to use. Or you just do it when you get through.
That's the only marker?
Pass that one around, it'll be fine. Yeah, but you know, they recommend using a brown one. Brown one ain't easy to find. Unless you go buy a pack with 75 other colors you don't need in it.
Hey, Jim, I found brown Copic markers at Joann Fabrics and Hobby Lobby and those things before. They sell individual ones.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. Yeah, Copic, I forgot about Copic. Okay, everybody good? You got a pair of legs in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna split them and put 2 on each side. And what I do is I divide them in half over my bobbin, bring it up, hold on, yeah, and pull it down on top, get a pair on each side. And wrap them down. And for right now, just leave them alone. We'll trim them later.
Which way they're supposed to be hanging?
Down.
We tie them right where we.
Yeah, when you go up and pull it down on top, then let them fall to both sides, and then wrap back. Don't we do it again?
And then you have 2 on and you have 2 on each side, okay.
Oh, I see. I did it wrong.
I want to wrap it down.
Oh, there's a little bit through.
Where you tie the legs in, Jim, right in front of the crib?
The bar, as when you get through, I'll be hanging right by the bar, yeah.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Okay. Got you. I didn't see that first part.
Some on the side.
Yeah, there'll be 2 on each side.
I got 3.
Oh, wow.
They're special. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid.
All right, next thing we're gonna take this piece of crack wrap and tie it in by the tip, right? Where we just, where the legs went in. Just a couple of wraps.
This is the bronze. Wait, which one?
This one,
The eyelash.
Oh, okay.
the eyelash yarn looking one. And just let it hang.
Where'd you tie it in?
Right there we tied the legs in. And me talking, my piece of other stuff blew off.
With the tip, yeah, and with it going to the back, right?
So I appreciate all my help. Oh, I got it.
Am I moving it again?
Whoops.
That didn't sound good. All right, now you got that other piece of ultra chenille, the copper color. Tie it right in, tie it in where you tied in the crack wrap. And move your thread forward to about a 1/4 inch behind the eyes.
Is this the piece with the metal in it? Did I do them backwards? I put the gold on. Yep. I'll just swap. So you just tie it here and go toward the front? You get turned sideways.
I'm sorry, what did you tie in after that?
The crack wrap, the other piece of chenille you should have.
Oh, the different color, the other color?
Yes, sir. The copper color.
Okay, that goes in right up, right,
Yeah.
okay.
And what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap it, and then the chenille goes over like hackle wraps on top of it, like on a woolly booger.
Got it, thanks.
Like this, yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Does it need one?
Slowly getting there.
Huh?
No.
All right, we're gonna take that piece of ultra chenille, and we're gonna wrap it 4 or 5 wraps. Wrap them tight together going forward. You still, when you finish, you ought to be about a 1/4 inch from the back of those eyes. Move that out of the way.
Wrap it forward, you said?
Wrap it forward. No, there's should 4 wraps ought to do it on these, and tie it down with a couple of wraps and then trim off the excess. Everybody there? Now,
Just about, yeah.
okay. Who waiting on Rich?
I'm remedial.
That's good, that's fine.
Extra special. Not medium, extra special. See what you do. I haven't actually read it last night.
What do we do with the eyelash?
Okay, that's the next step.
Oh,
Okay. Now that we've renamed this to eyelash yarn, we want to take 3 wraps forward and kind of space them out, but you don't need 3 wraps, and stop where we stop with that chenille. And as you kind of sweep it back, okay, as you wrap it. So it'll be going to the
Wrap
rear.
it forward?
Wrapping it forward, yes. And stop it right where you stopped the last one and tie it off there. and trim off your excess, if you have any.
Right.
And just kind of sweep it back with your fingers. It's gonna look all crazy, but
I think that was spared right there, when we tied it down.
good in, okay. Now, last thing we have is a Redfish brush. It's got several different things in it, but if you notice it's on a piece of wire. So get the tip and brush everything back in one direction. It's gonna look all scraggly looking. Take that wire tip and tie in right on top of where you, in the space you got left, that's what I did. And tie it down and then move your thread back forward. So you got it just like that.
You ready to go in front of the eyes yet?
No, we're not going in front of the eyes, we're staying behind. This is one of those where we finish the fly, it'll be behind the eyes.
That's crazy.
Okay, if you notice, you can brush this stuff, you can pull it all back in one direction, okay? So when we wrap it, try to keep it going back. See how mine's looking like a flag going in that direction? We want to keep that stuff going back to the back.
Back to the back.
We're gonna secure it.
To the tail.
Back toward the tail.
Secure it though, gonna wrap through it.
You can use your comb for that.
He's gonna tell you when you get there.
We wrap it back.
No, just, I said pull it back like this. See, I'm just brushing it back. Look up here, Ed. See?
Oh,
Damn it.
I'm not wrapping anything, it's standing straight up.
What's a good way to wrap it down where the wire doesn't
say
pull out?
wrap, I was going hum.
Thread pressure. I mean, pull down on it. That's why I use 140. It doesn't tighten it down.
It's like a bad hair day.
Now, when we tie that one, y'all will think it's a bad. Okay, everybody got it?
Nope.
That,
I had to retie it.
Okay.
Sorry.
we're not on clock. You got it, Mike?
Just about, I got about another turn and a half to go.
He's got it tied in.
Okay. All right, so now you want to wrap it forward till you got it behind the eyes, okay?
Just behind the eye.
As close as you get to the eyes, we'll crowd it. Keep in mind to keep it pushed back. If you think about it, it probably looks like something on crack. And it takes like 3 wraps to go around it behind the eyes of the thread to tie it down. Mine was a little short. Watch that wire on the end because it will stick you. It should have a mess that looks like that.
Do we wrap it down?
And wrap it down behind the eyes, right here.
Did you bend back the end of your wire and wrap around that?
Yeah, that you should, but I didn't have that much on there. I was down just the end of it. If you got a wire left off, you could bend it back and wrap it, but you should with those pieces, y'all finish up right behind the eye. And the only thing you need to do after that is go up in front of the eyes. Yeah, that's the only way I can do it. And build you a head
We wrap it on both,
in front of the eyes,
just in front, or wrap it both?
right here in front, right there. Okay, and then whip finish it. Or Rich half hitch it.
Thank you. Such a blessing.
Richard may never live that down. Well, let me tell you, you weren't here when we did the, what was it, we had to use a half hitch.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sea-Deuce or, no, Deuce? No.
And catch through. And you can take a brush, which I don't have one, and brush all this stuff out. The legs, I would cut them just a little bit shorter than the tail. I guess it's personal choice. And that is it.